the real castle hidden behind the legend of Dracula. During World War II, Princess Ileana turned Bran Castle into a hospital and even trained as a nurse herself. Built in the 1300s, the fortress survived wars, kings, and empires. Yet here, legend holds greater power than history. The castle stands between Transylvania, the land of eerie tales, and Wallachia, once ruled by the ruthless Vlad III. Vlad inspired Bram Stoker's creation of Dracula. Although the novel's events did not take place here, the castle's dark silhouette and stories of Vlad's ghost forever linked it to the famous myth. Beyond the pages of storybooks, locals whisper about women in white gliding through the courtyards, the footsteps of monks behind sealed walls, and the laughter of children echoing through empty halls. Flickering lights and sudden chills only deepen the unease. On Halloween, something within the castle seems to awaken beyond stone and mortar. Memories become myths. Reality blends with the supernatural. Whether Vlad ever set foot here or not, Bran Castle has become the home of his legend. But that is not all. Bran Castle hides many fascinating details. Its narrow corridors, steep spiral staircases, and secret chambers were designed not only for convenience but also for defense. From certain windows, guards could watch over the important trade route connecting Transylvania and Wallachia. Over the centuries, the castle served as a fortress, a customs post, and a royal residence. Its walls endured sieges, political upheavals, and the rise and fall of empires. Every stone preserves traces of the past. In the early 20th century, the castle was given to Queen Marie of Romania. She transformed the harsh medieval fortress into a welcoming royal residence, decorating it with gardens, terraces, and works of art. Thanks to her efforts, Bran Castle remains remarkably well preserved today. One of the castle's most intriguing features is a hidden passage concealed within its walls. Connecting different floors, it remained unknown to most visitors for many years. Such secret routes allowed residents to move quickly in times of danger. Although Dracula's name attracts visitors from around the world, the real Bran Castle is just as fascinating without the legend. Its collections include ancient weapons, medieval armor, rare furniture, and everyday objects that offer a glimpse into life centuries ago. The surrounding Carpathian Mountains add to the castle's mysterious atmosphere. Mist often blankets the peaks before sunrise, while dense forests create the feeling that time itself has stopped. Landscapes like these inspired countless stories of vampires, werewolves, and other creatures of folklore. Interestingly, Bram Stoker himself never visited Bran Castle. When writing Dracula, he relied on descriptions of Eastern Europe found in books and travel accounts. Yet decades later, Bran became the most recognizable symbol of his famous character. Today, Bran Castle is one of Romania's most visited landmarks. Hundreds of thousands of travelers come here each year to experience a place where history and legend have become almost impossible to separate. And when the sun disappears behind the Carpathian peaks and the ancient walls sink into shadow, it becomes easy to understand why this castle inspired so many mysteries. Perhaps the true secret of Bran is not Dracula or ghosts at all. Perhaps it is the castle's power to make every visitor believe that some legends never die. However, Bran Castle's connection to Dracula does not end with a single novel. Over the centuries, countless stories have grown around the fortress, passed down from generation to generation. Some claim to have seen a dark figure in a long cloak standing on the towers at night, watching over the valley. Others reported hearing strange sounds in empty corridors when no one else was around. Vlad III, better known as Vlad the Impaler, remains one of the most controversial figures in European history. His nickname, the Impaler, came from the brutal method of execution he often used against his enemies. To some, he was a ruthless ruler; to others, a hero who defended his lands from the invading Ottoman Empire. Historians believe that Vlad may have only briefly visited the Bran region or passed through it. Nevertheless, his name became inseparably linked to the castle. Over time, the line between real events and local legends nearly disappeared. When Irish writer Bram Stoker created the character of Count Dracula, he drew inspiration from stories about Vlad and the mysterious atmosphere of Transylvania. Interestingly, Dracula's castle in the novel is described as a remote fortress hidden among mountains. For this reason, millions of people later came to believe that Bran Castle was the true home of the famous vampire. At night, the fortress becomes especially impressive. Its illuminated towers rise above the dark forest, while the wind moving through the ancient walls creates sounds that resemble whispers. Even the most skeptical visitors often admit that the atmosphere here feels truly unusual. The castle has survived countless eras. It witnessed medieval knights, merchants, kings, soldiers of world wars, and modern tourists. Each generation left its mark, adding new chapters to the castle's remarkable history. Today, Bran Castle is not only a museum but also a symbol of mysterious Transylvania. Its image appears in books, films, documentaries, and video games. For many people around the world, this castle has become the visual embodiment of the Dracula legend. Perhaps the most fascinating thing about Bran is that it is both real and mythical at the same time. Its walls, towers, and courtyards physically exist, yet the stories surrounding them belong to the world of legend. It is this blend of history and imagination that continues to attract visitors centuries later. And as the mist slowly rises over the Carpathian Mountains and the ancient towers fade into the twilight, Bran Castle remains one of the few places on Earth where the past still feels alive and the legend of Dracula continues its immortal existence.